This story about what happens to the plastic bottles that we dispose every day. Okay, so before we dig in deeper, so I'm going to tell you how the plastic bottles were made. So in a factory, the plastic bottles were actually made from the combination between oil molecules and gas molecules, which produce monomers. With a lot of chains, it becomes a polymonomer. So it's called polyethylene. Okay, and when it's too much polymonomers, it become pellets, and so much pellets, they will bunch, they will be melted, and getting into a mold that produce plastic bottles. So these plastic bottles will be filled with um, water and mixed with fluids. Okay, uh, so it will be pushed, so it will send, then it will be consumed by us and being discarded by us humans. So there are lies of three bottles here. So I will tell you the first story and second and third story. So the first bottle is, so the first bottles are like the other 100 millions of bottles like others. So they will be decomposed and they will be disposed by the trucks into a dam, and every day they will become expanded, and it will become layers and be compressed. So when rainwater flows, it will produce like something that is very, yeah, that's the thing. So the water soluble, it will absorb into the plastic, and it produce highly toxic and becomes leachate. So leachate is actually something gooey that it will absorb into the groundwater and move into the groundwater and kills all the duck. Yeah, kills the duck. So that's the first bottle. Now we move on to the second bottle, and it takes 1,000 years for one bottle to decompose. So it's very long. So the second bottle, it will trickles into a stream. So it floats on trickle, and then it reaches a river, and soon it reaches the ocean. And after a lot of months, maybe a month and more, it reaches a massive vortex, which it accumulates treasures. So yeah, and it's called the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. So it's not the only one garbage patch here. So it flows follow the ocean's current. Then there are more. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A lot. So it will produce like a soup which pollutes the ocean. And some animals and wildlife entangled on that garbage, like birds, and even some animals, they assume this is as a food because it's bright colored, and actually they are full, but they are not, so they're starved to death. Yeah, poor turtle. Dead. And and it's also it's very dangerous to the food chain because tuna will eat the squids and tuna will be eaten by us. So you know what I mean, because it doesn't have a lot of nutrients, and it is too long in the ocean, it will break down and it's become into micro plastics. So it's rendered around the ocean. That's the second story of the second bottle. And now is the third bottle. So the third bottle, it will disposed by a human into a plastic bin, and the truck will send into a plant, and the plant will compress all the plastic bottles, compress, and okay, it will be compressed. So it will be compressed, and then it will be shredded into pieces, and okay, shredded into pieces and being processed, and then it will produce to the first initial the let's say pellets, pellets, and it's ready to reborn. So yeah, toothbrush, coats, canaries, and yeah, kite. So from my speech here, I want to emphasize this: we as humans should play our role to save our environment, because everything is in a cycle, so it should be smooth and follow the flow. And we as a student, especially in college Manakulim, okay, we should dispose all the plastics into a specific garbage. It will send into the recycle plant, so that yeah, it will not occur to the first and second bottle. So that's all from me. Thank you.